This is Grace Swan speaking from living at Fairlight, New South Wales. I've been asked to say a few words in connection of my experiences and presence with Avatar Meher Saba. After many years of searching, which I suppose most of us do, I was attending classes or a group with Francis Brabazon at Mayor House, Beacon Hill, during which time some of Barbara's discourses were read and various things discussed. Until one night, one of those present said, "Wouldn't it be marvellous if Barbara could come to Australia?" Irish, who was and is Barbara's interpreter, stood just a little to his right, and to my astonishment, Irish spoke Barbara's thoughts. He said, "Barbara says, do you love him just a little?" Being a married woman, I just felt everything turned upside down and round inside my mind. Here was I, a married woman, and a man asking me, did I love him? It certainly was mixed feelings. Till, looking into these beautiful eyes, I was bound to say, "Yes, Barbara." Then Barbara embraced me, and anyone, man or woman, who has known that wonderful experience is never quite the same again. During the same weekend, Barbara took us to the pictures, to the Mayfair Theatre in Castlereagh Street.
All right. You see,
Barbara decided after lunch to take us to the pictures, which we visited the Mayfair Theatre in Castlereagh Street, Sydney. The name of the film, after the reception, the message came down, Barbara had decided to take us to the pictures. And the film chosen, the title of the film, after the reception, Barbara decided to take us to the pictures. And we visited the Mayfair Theatre in Castlereagh Street, the name of the film being The Man Who Never Was. How ironical. I feel sure that Barbara did a lot of work that we don't understand during that visit, because in looking up in the darkness at one stage, I was determined not to miss anything. I saw Barbara whisk a cloth from his head, which I have since read he is wont to do when doing this work. We were, no doubt, many of us, mixed up emotionally and mentally at this stage. We didn't wait until the completion of the film. Or I might add one humorous little incident. Barbara was directing us all, the party, where to sit. Some man at the back, becoming rather impatient, called out in a loud voice, "Who does he think he is, Christ?" Anyway, we didn't wait till the completion of the film and came home reasonably early. Barbara also visited Australia in 1958. These periods of the company of the Master are known as Sahavas, where he gives the beauty of his presence to his lovers, men and women. One morning, I seemed to walk up the hill a little earlier, than others and walked inside. And Baba was sitting there, and I always felt from a gesture that he did at this time that he was helping me mentally. One seems to respond to these things in silence rather than words. Words are not necessary always with Baba.
What was the gesture?
Explain it. Baba's gesture seemed to mean to me that he was unwinding some sanskars which we are all bound with, more or less. To me it was a message. I suppose others feel individual messages, whatever is right for them at a certain time. Francis was rather disgusted, I think, with the fact that we just sat there looking at Baba and instead of entertaining him. Baba had also said during this afternoon that we had to either make him weep or make him laugh. So the one thing I came into my mind at that stage was, "Oh, come, let us adore him." And then the rest of the group joined in, and it was, as an anticlimax, it was followed by one lady who commenced to sing Waltzing Matilda. However, Baba, being who he is, always accepts graciously whatever is given from the heart. Like that you can... Well, I don't have to say it again. It won't be a success. You can't say things 3 times over and find it humorous. Baba paid another visit to Australia in 1958, this time at Avatar's Abode in Queensland, Woombye. It was after Baba had had a car crash, which was ordained beforehand. Baba has since revealed that he broke his bones in order to break the backbone of the machine. Just what that means for us, we probably yet have to discover. Baba was helped onto the dais and then asked different ones in the audience would they obey him. And these people were tested extremely before replying, so that when Baba pointed his finger, as he did to me, I felt or thought, the finger of God. How can I reply to this question? So the best that I could do, not knowing, as anyone does, the depth of one's feeling for Baba, or the test to which it might be put, I said I would try. That was the best that I could do at that stage.
And what did...
Baba asked several people in the audience that day would they obey him, and the severity of the test was what caused me to hesitate in my reply. To one man he said, would he obey him, even if he asked him to chop his wife's head off? And this man replied in the affirmative. It's Baba's way of testing the depth of our sincerity.
Okay. All right. Begin.
The next time we saw Baba was 1962 Sabas in India. And during the afternoon, it became very overcast. And Baba said quite nonchalantly, it might rain. But before long, it became a deluge. And there was a mass exodus. Baba said, those who got wet, come up to the platform. Well, it was just a seething mass of people. Until the end, then Irish called out, go back, go back. And the mass began to return. I looked down, and to say I had got wet I was so carefully not to get wet. I had a rain hat on my head, but the ground was running in rivulets. So Baba evidently meant some of us to get well and truly wet. Anyway, some were so wet that they were asked to go up and change their clothing in the spare room. It's so awkward having to repeat it. It's never the same. Those of the audience who had become uncomfortably wet were asked to go up to the room, one of the rooms, in which Meher fitted them out with dry clothing, and at the same time told them various little intimate things about Baba, and gave us a lock of his hair. And when the conversation, I thought, became a little general, wanting to see and hear much as Baba as possible, I returned to my seat. And to my delight, Baba mimed to me a kiss.